Hey yogis, welcome. It's Sarah Hutchinson, yogawisdomandwellness.com. Happy New Year. It's January 7th. I'm standing in my living room here in Colorado. I've got this video for you I'm really excited to share. I want to share with you how I'm supporting my own New Year's resolutions through the simple practices of everyday Ayurveda. So I spent the holidays pretty kicked back. I had some busyness, but I also had a chance to deeply retreat, to count my honey pots, as Winnie the Pooh said, and to come forward with some New Year's resolutions. We call these sankalpas in yoga. These are vows to ourselves to pursue these 4 desires, these purusharthas of life, so we can live fully and authentically. So I've got a lot on my plate, and I bet you do too. I mean, I've got a lot both in my personal and professional life, and I need all the support that I can get to live my fullest life. So one way I'm getting support is by stoking my Agni, and that's what I want to share with you today. So according to Ayurveda, we have this transformative force in our bodies, and it's called Agni. Now, remembering that we are part of the microcosm, and out there in nature is the macrocosm, let's go big for a minute. And if you could look out my window with me, you would see the bright sun in the sky streaming down on the snowy peaks. And that bright sun is a form of Agni. It's fire. It's transformative fire. The sun is responsible for just about everything that goes on the earth. It's certainly responsible for transforming seeds and water and air into the food that we eat. So sun, big form of Agni. The other thing we could do would be to look at my wood stove. In fact, you can see it there, and look at that flame in there. It's burning a log that actually came from a tree in my yard. That fire element is transforming that log, that matter, into heat, energy that's heating my house. This is also another way you can think about Agni. So we have the big Agni in nature, right? And guess what? In our bodies, according to Ayurveda, we have Agni at a variety of locations, busy transforming. So let's get a little more specific. Easy to think about the stomach. Digestive enzymes in the stomach are a form of Agni. They're responsible for digestion and assimilation. They take food apart and transform it so it becomes nutrition for us. That's a form of Agni. In the small intestine, we have this amazingly potent fuel called bile, also a form of Agni, and it is responsible for another level of digestion. And bile is something that we rely on. We need to keep the Agni stoked in the form of bile to have excellent digestion. And then we can even get more micro, and this really excites me. Maybe you remember from biology, each cell has a structure in it called mitochondria, and mitochondria produces cellular energy in the form of ATP. You might remember some of that stuff. According to Ayurveda, that's Agni at a cellular level. Each cell in our body possesses Agni, the ability to transform. How cool is that? Because as yogis, aren't we on a transformational journey? So let's call Agni in to support us in this new year, to support the excellence of our digestion, not only of our food, but of whatever comes at us in life. Changes, could be in a job, could be in a relationship. Heck, my post office just changed the way they did business. I need some Agni to deal with that. So let's call in Agni and continue to transform ourselves, getting closer and closer to being our truly, authentically clear, bright selves. That's what I'm up for in 2015. So I wanted to show you this teaching that I got from Dr. Vasant Mod. He's a living sage and really the father of Ayurveda here in the United States. Dr. Vasant Mod reminds us here that indeed Agni is responsible for transformation. So on the yogic path, it's a critical piece. And he takes it apart further by saying the A is for awareness, that Agni is responsible for our cultivated awareness in the world and living an aware life. And who doesn't want to do that? That's the path of a yogi. He goes on to describe that G is for governor, that Agni is a governor. It governs digestion, assimilation, and transformation. This is the governing force. Agni is the governing force of this. And so this is why we want our Agni to be exquisite, so it governs correctly. The N is for nutrition, because without Agni breaking things down and transforming our food, our nutritional status suffers. And this is one reason, if you're following a really wonderful diet, but you still don't have the vitality that you want, it could be an issue of Agni not being sufficient to the breaking down of your food and to the true transformation of the nutrients. So excellent Agni means excellent nutrition. And finally, according to Dr. Loud, the I represents intelligence. This might be my favorite. That Agni is responsible for cellular intelligence. It's responsible ultimately for the discernment that we seek as yogis, to understand ourselves and our world, and to create the conduct and the life that we desire, that we know is in integrity, it's vital, we're nourished, the whole nine, the whole promise of becoming our authentic selves. So our Agni is directly related to being able to plug into intelligence both on a daily, grounded basis. The cosmic intelligence streaming through the cells is dependent on Agni to light us up. So this is the big picture of Agni. This is the macro. Now down to the micro, our lives. What can we do in the everyday to cultivate Agni and have it be burning bright within us? Well, there are 3 practices that I'm describing on the PDF that you get along with this video. One is taking a look at when you eat your main meal of the day. Remember that bile I spoke to? Guess when it's highest? In the middle of the day. So if at all possible, eat your biggest meal in the middle of the day. That way, you'll keep your Agni bright. The next link you're going to see on this PDF is bringing back ginger pickle. Remember, this is this super simple thing you can make in your kitchen every day, and you can actually put it in a jar and take it to work with you to boost the Agni in your belly, increase digestive activity so that when you receive your food, your Agni is bright. So ginger pickle is an everyday Ayurvedic practice that you can use to build Agni. And third, you're going to see a link on the PDF to a demonstration of Agni Sara. You'll see my friend and teacher, Sandra Anderson, at the Himalayan Institute, demonstrating this really simple exercise that you can do involving your navel every day in order to stoke the fire in the solar plexus at Manipurna Chakra. This is the place where the action is for our physical digestion. It's also the place where the action is for our assimilation of our lives. There's more on it there. So check out the PDF for those links of how you can stoke your Agni with everyday Ayurveda. Check your inbox next week. You're going to get the second in this series of free videos to bring in the new year with yoga and Ayurveda. Next week, we're going to talk about Ama, the toxins that come in life. And we're going to brighten our Agni this week so that we can deal with our Ama next week. Thanks for stopping by. Namaste.